Today we're going to investigate the 10 most reliable SUVs on the market, fully updated with the latest ranking from Consumer Reports. From a hybrid that still keeps 70% of its value after 3 years, to an SUV that scored 97 points for reliability and shocked the entire market. But before we get there, there's a problem in the market that almost nobody talks about. Automakers compete over technology, design, and marketing, but reliability became secondary. And that's why there's a hidden pattern in these 10 models. A pattern that explains why some SUVs reach 200,000 miles, while others start having problems long before that. Our goal is simple: to find out which of these 10 SUVs is the most reliable on the market, and reach the absolute #1 spot in the Consumer Reports ranking. So, let's start with number 10. Lexus NX. The Lexus NX is one of the most high-tech SUVs in its category, earning a score of 94. It comes with adaptive suspension that reacts in real time, a fully digital instrument cluster, a new multimedia system, customizable ambient lighting, and electronic driver assists across almost every system. By market logic, this should mean higher risk of failure. But that's not what happened. Lexus held back the launch to review the project before putting the vehicle on the road. They fixed weak points during pre-production. They adjusted entire systems before the public ever touched the model. When the NX 350h reached dealerships, it was already refined. The hybrid system delivers 39 miles per gallon in the combined cycle. It goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7 seconds. That's quicker than many non-hybrid SUVs in the same price range. Inside, the finish moves up a level. Semi-aniline leather is available. Reinforced stitching adds durability. Materials hold up well under long-term use. And even with all this technology, it keeps a reliability reputation above average. This is exactly the contradiction that puts the NX 350h here. It's an SUV packed with electronics, but it doesn't behave like a problematic vehicle. In 9th place, we have the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Consumer Reports gave it a reliability score of 84. Priced at about $29,395, it delivers Toyota's proven hybrid technology. Fuel economy reaches 42 miles per gallon combined, and resale value stays around 70% after 3 years. This level of retention puts the Corolla Cross Hybrid among the best in its segment. The rear seat is more compact. The interior finish is functional, not luxurious. But the goal here isn't luxury. It's durability with low total cost of ownership. In 8th place, we have the Subaru Outback Wilderness. Consumer Reports gave this SUV a score of 93. But what supports that score goes beyond a number. It was tested in extreme heat of 127 degrees in Death Valley. It faced temperatures of -40 degrees in Alaska. It went through severe off-road use that usually exposes mechanical weaknesses quickly, and it kept running without showing recurring failures. Subaru had a history of head gasket issues in the past. The brand redesigned the engine block. They updated and revised the sealing system, and today, every engine goes through 200 continuous hours of testing before it's installed. It's not sample testing, it's every single unit. Part of the durability also comes from simplicity. The model doesn't use a complex electronic parking brake. It doesn't rely on a power liftgate with multiple motorized sensors. Systems that usually fail after 60,000 miles were simplified. Fewer components mean fewer failure points. The underbody protection is made of steel. It's not decorative plastic. And the suspension components are robust for the category. The project was built for real-world use, and this shows up in the numbers. The Outback Wilderness keeps about 72% of its value after 3 years. This level of retention beats several luxury SUVs that start at much higher prices. In 7th place is the Mazda CX-30. With a starting price of $26,000, stepping into the cabin feels like a more expensive SUV. The interior finish raises the standard of the segment. While many competitors pushed basic hybrids and fragile CVTs, Mazda kept a traditional mechanical base that was already proven. This reduced complexity and increased long-term predictability. Because of this, it received the IIHS Top Safety Award. And for those who want more performance, the turbo version delivers up to 250 horsepower. There's an option with white leather and gray suede inserts in the Air Edition, all materials that keep a good appearance after years of use. In addition, Mazda offers 7 years of corrosion warranty. This coverage is above the segment average. And resale value is also a strong point. It keeps about 60% of its value after 5 years. This even beats the HR-V and Kona. The CX-30 combines solid construction with premium details without charging a luxury price. At number 6 is the Nissan Kicks. The Nissan Kicks is the most affordable model on this list. It starts at about $22,430, and even at this entry price, it keeps a solid rating. J.D. Power gave it a reliability score of 82. Consumer Reports projects above average reliability for 2026. With a bold design, it was built for urban drivers. With front-wheel drive, it achieves fuel economy of up to 31 miles per gallon. And for 2026, Nissan added all-wheel drive. This expanded the model's reach within the segment. Resale value stays around 60% after 3 years. For this price range, that number is competitive. But the biggest difference comes from the zero-gravity seats. They were designed to reduce fatigue during daily driving. This is what keeps the Kicks relevant in its category. In 5th place is the Honda CR-V Hybrid. It ranks near the top because it delivers consistency year after year. Honda uses a hybrid system refined over more than a decade. The setup was built to run for many years with stability. In daily driving, the transition between the electric motor and the gasoline engine happens smoothly. The operation feels predictable and balanced. Fuel economy stays close to 40 miles per gallon. This reduces fuel costs over time. The interior follows a functional approach. Materials keep a good appearance after continuous use. The build quality feels solid. In resale, it keeps between 68 and 70% of its value after 3 years. This balance between efficiency, durability, and value retention puts the CR-V Hybrid among the safest choices in the segment. In 4th place is the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. 3-row SUVs demand more from the mechanical system because they carry more weight, more passengers, and more family use. Even so, the Highlander Hybrid received a score of 96 from Consumer Reports. This result comes from a clear decision by Toyota. They expanded hybrid technologies already proven in the Prius and the Camry instead of creating something completely new. These systems already accumulated millions of miles in real-world use. This base reduces risk and increases long-term predictability. 4 years after the start of this generation, the model keeps a stable track record among owners. The hybrid system works in a balanced way and delivers about 35 miles per gallon. Even as a large SUV, it still carries up to 8 passengers and can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And financially, the numbers confirm its strength. 3-row SUVs usually lose almost half their value in 3 years. The Highlander Hybrid keeps about 70% over the same period. This means a model bought for $50,000 can keep around $35,000 after a few years. This balance between durability, efficiency, and value retention is what puts the Highlander Hybrid in this position. At number 3 is the Honda HR-V. At first glance, it stands out for its clean design because it puts function above excess. The IIHS awarded it Top Safety Pick for 2025 and 2026, and Consumer Reports projects above average reliability. This reinforces Honda's reputation, since the brand has used a proven mechanical base for decades. The naturally aspirated 2-liter engine delivers 158 horsepower. But the real focus is stability. Because the structure is simple, durability tends to stay predictable. Reports show units going beyond 200,000 miles, and this supports that image. With a starting price around $26,500, it serves families who want space without moving up a class. The rear seat offers more space than the Toyota Corolla Cross, and the cargo area provides 24.4 cubic feet. Fuel economy reaches 28 miles per gallon in the all-wheel drive version. In addition, resale value stays around 70% after 3 years. That's why the HR-V holds this position on the list. In 2nd place is the Acura MDX. The Acura MDX shares a platform with the Honda Pilot, but the engineering received deep changes. Acura revised the suspension geometry and updated the electronic architecture. They also reinforced the sound insulation to raise the level of refinement. The insulation covers the doors, floor, and roof, which reduces noise at speed. The suspension tuning took 24 months of development, so road behavior feels more stable. The electronic systems show a low rate of recorded failures, and this supports the brand's reputation. Maintenance stays basic, including oil changes and tire rotation. In addition, the brand voluntarily extended the powertrain warranty to 6 years or 70,000 miles. At high speed, the model feels stable, and the third row seats adults with real comfort. And in first place is the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Consumer Reports consistently ranks the RAV4 among the most reliable vehicles in the United States. 4 years after the start of this generation, its track record remains stable. And the foundation of that comes from the hybrid architecture Toyota chose, a system that equips millions of vehicles across different markets. Value retention stays around 70% after 3 years. This matches the performance of the Highlander Hybrid. The interior uses materials that resist daily wear. The controls follow a simple and functional layout. The engineering puts durability first, and this is what keeps the RAV4 Hybrid at the top of the list. This wraps up today's video. Leave your opinion in the comments and share this with anyone who's looking for a new car. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.